In context, the threat streams in Libya were equaled elsewhere with equally significant and threatening intelligence.
Stephen Yates is a former deputy assistant to the vice president for national security affairs. He served during the Bush-Cheney administration. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
What needs to be done to keep what happened in Benghazi from happening again, and how serious is the security problem at our post overseas?
Well, if we take the Inspector General at his word, the security weakness is significant. It's very, very clear now with another data point to confirm that our chief executives in government were not doing all they could with the resources already appropriated to keep our forward deployed diplomats safe. So clearly there's going to need to be an improvement in management. But strategically, we have to take more seriously the nature of the threat in this broader region. I think Secretaries Clinton and Panetta seem to have been overruled by the White House on that posture question.
You know, and it boggles the mind when you listen to words like what we just heard. The threat streams in Libya, they were equaled elsewhere with equally significant and threatening intelligence. General Dempsey's words. So if we know that, then why this report from the Deputy Inspector General? It looked at 27 overseas diplomatic posts, found numerous security standards violations for overseas buildings, and on top of that, the State Department apparently not keeping track of the exemptions that to any of the rules that it grants. So why is this happening?
Well, unfortunately, the Inspector General tells us the what and not the why. I think, in my estimation, the sense I get is that there really is this, I think, ideological or political overtone that we are unwinding wars, we're pulling back resources to allocate them to other purposes, and what it's doing is it's not taking seriously enough what I think to any reasonable person's mind would suggest there's a broadening threat. The scope of al-Qaeda and its affiliated reach is expanding, and there just has been a lack of willingness among our top leadership, especially in the White House, to take that head on.
You know, and so you mentioned we have heard from Clinton, Panetta, Petraeus, Dempsey, just then Brennan. Did you hear anything from any of them that provided any real answers to you in terms of Benghazi and any changes that have been made since then that can keep our diplomats and our overseas posts safer?
Frankly, I think that's the scandal thus far. I mean, really the lack of response to the attack in Benghazi, whatever its origins and whatever the questions are about the immediate response, the failure to really respond, hold anyone accountable, or make any change that is seen in the region, frankly, invites more attacks. We can harden some targets, but we cannot harden every target. And the weak response, I think, increases the danger.
And what's concerned you most about what you've heard from the testimony so far?
Well, I think that what concerned me most is really that we're learning that what it sounds like political decisions in the White House, or at least officials in the White House, overruled a large number of National Security Council officials representing agencies. The fact the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of State, and the Director of CIA are recommending a different approach in the aftermath of Arab Spring, overruled by the White House, is a very important development.
All right. Stephen Yates giving us your insight. We appreciate it as always. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
Well, that's good.